Thank you so much, KV, for joining us. And I was going through your experience, such a diverse experience, especially in the growth and sales segment of the things. Why not you take 1 minute of time and introduce our audience about yourself?
Sure, sure. So I'm KV. So I lead marketing at Wald.ai. So Wald.ai is a secure way to access multiple AI assistants. So we're essentially a DLP layer on top of ChatGPT, Claude, and all these other LLM models. So it's a new product category altogether. So I'm not sure how many of them have heard of cybersecurity for GenAI. So it's an upcoming space, and there's a lot of awareness that needs to be created about the problem itself more than the solution. So I lead marketing here. Like I said, it's a very lean team. We have about 3 employees in the marketing team. So we work on multiple initiatives for the company as well. So that is about Wald. Prior to that, I was with another company called Write-Sonic. So Write-Sonic was an AI copywriting tool. So it started out as a copywriting tool, but with ChatGPT coming into the picture, we kind of also took advantage of that. We grew massively from a 3 million ARR to a 10 million ARR literally overnight because of ChatGPT, and we deployed our own ChatGPT with internet access. At that time, it wasn't available. So yeah, that was for about 1.5 years. I was with Write-Sonic. Prior to that, I was with a company called Freshworks. So Freshworks is kind of a very stable, proved and tested kind of a product that they had, which is call center, very strong PMF. There is always requirement for new enterprises to set up their help desk center, or be it like a chat support or employee experience, things like that. So that was an enterprise setup. The marketing teams were really, really large, about 100 people in the marketing team. So I've moved transition from working from 100-member team to like a team which just has 2 or 3 members, literally doing the work of 100 people. So that's all thanks to AI and what we have right now. So yeah, so that's a quick brief about me. So yeah.
Tell us a bit about Wall.ai, that how this idea came in, what business problems you guys are solving.
Yeah. So Wald.ai, so this company was started 1 year ago. We are seed funded. So one thing that we realized is that every time somebody uses ChatGPT or any Gemini or anything, so we type in a lot of information, and ChatGPT also asks us for more information. It sometimes asks us follow-up questions and stuff like that. In that kind of a process, we tend to share a lot of sensitive information, sometimes accidentally. Say, for example, if a doctor is using it by mistake, if he's revealing the name of the person and the problem that he has, it instantly raises a violation of HIPAA in the US. Okay, so they get non-compliant to HIPAA. So because there is PII that is exposed. So be it like, say, for example, in a SaaS company, they're discussing some kind of product launch, and they're asking ChatGPT to come up with a brief or something. All this is done under embargo, but what happens is OpenAI already has this data and it can be leaked. And it can also be used to train their models. Even though they say on the enterprise plan they don't train models, there is still some amount of data that gets anonymized and gets trained, and there is a retention period of 30 days. So that causes a lot of vulnerabilities. People attack, there's a lot of cyber attacks and stuff like that. So what we do is we provide a solution which is in isolation. So Wald is a SaaS product. You log into Wald and use Vault, where you can access multiple assistants like Claude, Llama, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek. All these are available, but you have a security layer on top. It doesn't sit inside like your Google Workspace or your Microsoft Teams, because when it sits inside, it has access to all your information. So it sits in isolation, and we do something called as a prompt sanitization. So what prompt sanitization essentially means is that every time a prompt is given, we look at the prompt and see what is sensitive and what is non-sensitive, and we make sure the sensitive items are masked. When it's masked, it gets replaced by contextual placeholders so that you get a good output back. So this way, your data doesn't go to the LLMs itself. So even if they are getting hacked, there is no way they can't do anything with the information that they have, because all your core information is not there. PII, business secrets, trade secrets. So yeah, that's what we are solving with Wald. So Wald, another thing is it's a new product category by itself. So it's not your typical marketing funnel that you usually see in other companies. You usually have to build awareness for the problem first. Then they understand the problem, and then you kind of pitch the solution. So validating PMF also takes a lot of time, but at the same time, going US first, we have to build brand also. So there are multiple aspects that come into it, which play out differently compared to a traditional SaaS company that you see.
So how are you creating that awareness? Like, what are the marketing channels that you're using for that?
See, marketing channels, have widely changed now. I mean, there is a lot of disruption that's happening, and it will still happen with Gen AI responses that are out there. So first thing is the market is extremely crowded, which we are in right now. Which is every day there is some update to an LLM that's coming out or something like that. People will ask why Wald. So here our solution is we are not here to provide you with different features. We are just here to provide you with peace of mind while those other LLMs give you the features. We will just give you access to those LLMs with a peace of mind, and you can access whatever features they have. So end of the day, you just pay one subscription. You don't have to pay multiple subscription. You can compare your responses among different LLMs, and you are safe in that way. So from a channel point of view, we have been exploring multiple channels like LinkedIn. We've been using Reddit a lot because we find a lot of these early cybersecurity folks who are already discussing about, hey, I don't want to use ChatGPT. I'm sending in a lot of private information. Those conversations are a lot on Reddit. So we are trying to get them accustomed to this product called Wall. So they are trying it and they're liking the product because it cuts down their cost because they don't have to privately host an LLM. They can just use the ChatGPT or O3 or 4.0 that's coming out at a much cheaper price. So that is one way. The other one is founder-led growth because it's a new product. We're doing a lot of founder-led growth where we use LinkedIn as a very effective platform where we send out connection requests from the founder, and we have a Dripify campaign where messages go out saying, I'm the CEO of Wald and this is a problem that we are looking to solve. And are you interested in knowing more about the problem, first of all, rather than the solution? So we try to get on a call with them, tell them about the problem, and they feel compelled enough that, hey, this is a problem. I'm in a regulated industry like banking or healthcare. They ask for the solution. How do we go ahead with it? So we're not trying to push like get on a demo, get on a demo. We're just telling them, hey, there's a problem out there. Do you want to know more about this? So that's how we are getting our meetings booked, and that's actually working well for us because people are showing their interest, and for everyone, it's like an eye opener that, oh, okay, so OpenAI is taking so much of my information. How do I make sure my employees don't share all my company secrets or confidential information? They just go and put a code over there and ask it to debug. So the minute a code goes up, some companies just flag it as a security violation. So these consultancies like say TCS, Cognizant have banned ChatGPT because of this problem, because they understand the issue. So yeah, so like I was telling, there is a lot of resonance coming from LinkedIn and Reddit mostly. But yeah, that's how we are going about it for now.
Got it. So correct me if I'm wrong, actually, KB. Like, so your tool integrates with an enterprise chat GPT
No,
or a cloud or
it doesn't
something,
integrate. It's a standalone SaaS product.
standalone SAN.
Yeah. So
But you
you
have to
log in.
log into the same ID as that of,
No same ID. No same ID. You need to get a separate license for Vault, and you log into Wald.ai, and you log in there. There you have
then
multiple
you
LLMs.
use that.
Yeah, and it's encrypted with your own keys. So you bring your keys. It's like Apple. So basically, even if the government asks us what did this company chat about on ChatGPT, we don't know. So that's the thing.
Got it. Now I will also get into, your experience as well, because, you have worked with a lot of companies. For the audience who don't understand account-based marketing, KB, can you throw some bit of light on that? Like, what is account-based marketing and why is it important for B2B growth?
See, account-based marketing is again, one clarification is a lot of people think grouping accounts together and doing a marketing campaign is account-based marketing. It's not exactly that. So account-based marketing is basically you have to handpick each account, and it works very well in an enterprise kind of a deal. So when you're trying to sell a product which is like a 50K ARR or a 100K ARR, it works very well because ABM approach, first of all, requires the marketer to kind of understand the account in full. Like they need to understand every stakeholder in the business in that particular account. They need to know who's going to be the buyer, who's going to evaluate the product, who's going to be the user, and they need to have connects with them. So that's what is a true ABM campaign. So if I'm going to sell an enterprise deal, say I select a set of 25 accounts which may benefit from my value proposition. I kind of get to know about that accounts in detail if I'm tasked with those accounts. So I find out for my product, if it's Wald, I try to find out who is the CISO there, who is the CIO there, what are their jobs and responsibilities. So from an account point of view, I try to reach out to like say about 10 to 15 folks over there. I try to connect with at least 5 folks and pitch. So while connecting also, my messaging, everything will be very specific to their account because I would have understood what problem they are going through there. So because some of their users would have told me that this is something that they're going through. So as a marketer, when I talk to them, they instantly connect. So that's basically ABM in short. But what many companies are doing is they kind of group accounts like intent based or industry based, and they just run the same campaign for different accounts, and they see which is resonating better, and they kind of call it ABM, which is a little bit flawed. It will work if it's a smaller ticket size deal, but for a larger ticket size deal, you need to spend considerable amount of time penetrating into that account, getting to know a lot of people there, getting them to know about you as a brand also. So that's basically ABM in short, how I would call it. So there are multiple ABM tools out there from a technology stack standpoint, where, say for example, when your company, any of your users visit my website, I make sure that my website is tailor made to you.
Yes.
By having your logos or stuff like that. So I'm able to resolve for what users are coming in, identify whether he's coming from this account, and then kind of create a dashboard saying there is so much of engagement coming from this particular account. So this is a high intent signal. You kind of send signals to your sales team saying that, hey, there's a lot of traction coming from this account, especially from business makers. So those are other ways you kind of start tracking ABM accounts, ABM campaigns.
I got it. And this is very critical actually, because so so while heading marketing at Wald.ai, right? What is your main KPI like? Where do you feel that the budget that has been allocated to marketing, or the budget that you're utilizing, is being used in the best possible way? Like how do you determine those metrics?
See, the final ownership is the number of meetings that are getting booked. Not even, I would not even say the revenue that's getting generated, because meetings getting booked means that people are trying to understand the problem. So that's where we kind of look at the number of meetings getting booked, because there is also a validation of PMF. How strong is the PMF going to be? Are they going to jump to a different platform because they will say security is not a concern for me? Then that becomes a problem. So if I start looking at revenue coming in, that's a different thing. That will, but number of meetings booked and qualified meetings saying that, hey, yeah, I understand the problem, I want to start a free trial. So submitting those kinds of leads to the investors also kind
Yes,
of validates to them that, hey, this is a growing problem, because it is a growing problem. In the next 1 or 2 years only, this problem is going to like kind of come out at us at a very big. It's going to come out as a very big problem in the future, with a lot of private data, OpenAI training on this data. So meetings booked is our primary KPI here.
I got it. Meeting books is the primary KPI. So meetings can be booked through both inbound as well as an outbound approach.
Yeah.
So how these two are different, and which is more important, like an inbound person coming and booking the meeting, or you are kind of maybe a salesperson calling somebody, doing an outbound kind of a campaign or emails or something, and then the person books a meeting. Because inbound will happen only when there is an awareness, but your product is a kind of a product which needs awareness. Like when I'm talking to you, I'm hearing it for the first time, and I got that aha effect, because this is actually a problem that people are facing. So how do you decide, KV, that this is the percentage of budget that I'm going to give on my inbound, that is awareness campaigns, and this is the budget that I'm going to give on my outbound things?
See, inbound for now, even from an SEO standpoint, the keyword volumes, everything is not that much. So even when we run ads for, say, secure AI chat or something, the volume is much lower. And even if something comes there, it means that they already know about the problem, they're coming for it. They're just looking for a solution. It's just demand capture there. So our main focus is pushing outbound, like LinkedIn messages, sales, outbound emails. Calling, we have not yet started, but we just do emails and LinkedIn outreach. So that's our main source of leads that are coming in, because we are getting the awareness also spread out at a much cheaper price. Because when I'm going to run ads on LinkedIn, it's very expensive. And as a
Yes.
seed funded company, I can't be running ads testing like thousands and thousands of dollars. Whereas if I use a founder led growth, I have the reputation of the founder sending out messages. They check the founder's profile. The founder does a lot of activity on his profile, like liking posts, posting different posts and stuff like that. Instantly connect, and the founder is from Google, so he's got a reputation already. So they want to know more about this problem. So that itself is a win for us.
Got it.
So yeah, so that's how we go about it. Outbound is something that we are looking at more, because people don't know that there is a solution, and some don't know that there is a problem also.
And that is one of the case and scenario actually, KB, because if you see in India, like 45% of the startups, if they die, it's not because of a product issue, but because of a very high customer acquisition cost. And they are hugely dependent on funding to make sure that they reach out. Do you think, there can be other ways, like if you are in a seed stage or a series A stage, where your revenue is between $1 to $10 million, a lot of the effort goes on in attending the conferences or pushing it through the mails, or you said founder led growth, that's actually a low cost kind of kind of a mechanism. But LinkedIn ads are costly. If you talk about a lot of G2 Captera kind of a thing as well, it's all sponsored, in a lot of ways. So suppose there's a buyer, don't you feel that there is no unbiased platform right now where you get a visibility of the innovation happening? Like Reddit is one platform where people will talk frankly about what's happening. Wald.ai is doing good. But if you see the other platforms, like any of the software listing platforms, their intrinsic revenue model promotes marketing budget over innovation. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so we did try out G2, Captra, Trust Radius. One thing that we understood and something that I did in my previous company also was every time somebody gives us a G2 review, we give them additional credits. So they are forced to give us good reviews. So while we went on top as a leader on G2, but from a review standpoint, when I look at it, none of them would have actually been genuine reviews.
Right.
Okay, so none of them would have been genuine. So that's pretty much the case with most of the reviews that are coming in. I think people just use Cheeto to check what products are available in a category. I don't think that reviews are as genuine as they should be, because most of them just give it for the sake of giving, for some kind of extra credits that they get, or G2 gives some kind of Starbucks coupons or something like that. So yeah, so we haven't also pushed people to give us G2 reviews because we are not very sure if that effort is going to give us any
Yes.
results in the future, because people are realizing now G2 or Captra, the reviews there are not like genuine ones. People just hire someone, they write like 10 reviews. Those things are happening.
And
Yeah, yeah.
and the reason is maybe selecting a wrong product or not knowing about a right innovation. So what new marketing strategies that you think, KV, can actually improve the condition of a startup ecosystem, especially suppose there's a startup which is not so well funded but has built a very good product and it should reach the enterprises?
So from a review standpoint, see, getting reviews on G2 also is very difficult because it's a very lengthy process and all those things, and them approving, and it takes a lot of time.
Yes.
So there should be a way for existing users to give reviews in a very easy, natural language kind of a setup, where the product itself is able to categorize whether it's a good review or a bad review or something like that, if it's able to do. But they just give a nice review on natural language, not like with different categories and all. And see, because usually people go and give reviews by themselves only if they find some issue with the product.
Exactly.
So you most of the time will read up of something where there's some issue. You don't get good reviews.
Yes.
So to get good reviews, it's very difficult. I don't know if somebody's cracked that, because I used a lot of products which are very good, but I never had
Yes.
the intent to go and give them a good review.
Yes.
If it's bad, I will go and give them a review.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that is there. So that bias is there. It comes even from our food delivery app also. Only when it's bad we go and give a review. Otherwise we don't. So that, I don't know how we are going to kind of like break that sentiment and uh, try to be more contributing also.
Yes.
So that is a mindset shift from users that we have to bring in. Maybe while getting on the product, you can't force it, because some companies I've seen them forcing it, saying, "Hey, we'll give you a slightly lesser deal for a lesser price. Can you give us a good review on?" We can't force that, but yeah, just having some cues or nudges around the product to give a anonymous review or something like that, it would make the day of our product guys or something like that. Would just get that habit.
Absolutely. Yeah, KV. And KV, so we'll come back to Wall.ai again. Is that, can you tell our audience what is the ideal customer profile looks like right now for you?
So for us, it is security personnel. So which is like CISOs, Chief Information Security Officer, Chief Information Officer, everything in the US region, cybersecurity managers. So they are our primary target, because when we tell them that your employees are using LLM, which is public, and there's lots of sensitive data getting leaked. So their OKRs are connected with making sure there is no leak. So they become the primary ICP for us. So we try to pitch the product to them, and then they go back to their engineering team, their internal teams, and try to figure out if this is something worth exploring, and they come back to us. So they are ideally the right personas. From a buyer standpoint, it is CIOs, CISOs, yeah,
Got it.
and CEOs
And
also get involved.
yeah, one question that would have been usually asked to you is that how safe is Wall.ai in terms of data security? Would you like to touch upon that?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So, like I said, it is encrypted with their own keys. So, it's pretty much like how you use Apple. So, even the governments are trying to get information from Apple. They're asking, we need personal records and all those things. Apple says, I can't give them. The reason is because Apple themselves do not have it. They can't access it. So the similar way comes to us. So it's encrypted with their own keys. Only if we have their key, we can decrypt and go into their logs. Okay, so what the AI does from our side is our AI kind of reads the prompt and removes all the sensitive information and keeps it in a place that is encrypted, and only they can see it. But we don't have access to that. We only can see how much category wise what is redacted. Like we get to see like so many PIIs redacted, so that we send them a report that this is what's happened on your account. So in that way, we are completely in for this privacy kind of thing. So our privacy doc also kind of clearly uh, highlights the point that how we handle privacy and how do we have access to what conversations they make. We don't have. So all that is detailed and put up over there.
Yes. And one question, Kevi, is that, there is a lot of, wrapper models, I don't know, I should say this word or not, but which are built on top of ChatGPT. And so do you also assist those agents which are being built using ChatGPT, in kind of securing the data and all that?
No, we don't do that. We only do like the real LLMs directly. So if it's OpenAI, it's ChatGPT. If it is Anthropic, it's Claude. Google is Gemini. We don't do like, I think you're asking like these smaller ones, like say Abacus, U.com. So they are wrappers on top of.
Yes.
Yeah. So
GPT.
we don't do that because they offer a different service. They're more on the feature side of things. But we have our own agents, AI agents. So it again depends on how you define agents. So our agents are more built by us. So our agents does not use any private information. It's more like writing articles or doing deep research. For those kinds of activities is something that they use. But yeah, that's about it. We don't use any other wrappers.
I got it. So whatever agents that a company may be building on your platform, that is also encrypted. Like the
Yeah.
data.
Yeah, they can build their own assistant, meaning they upload their docs, which is like PDFs or Google Drive or something, and that chatbot can answer only from that doc. It cannot go outside. So if you have any private information like sales data or something, and you can create one and give it to a sales agent. So if he has some queries, he can just check over there. So those kinds of things, or a HR policy doc or something.
Since it's a new product, you must be facing a lot of objections from the customer to whom you may be talking. Would you like to mention a few objections and try to answer that?
Yeah, first thing is why is ChatGPT not safe? I am on the ChatGPT enterprise plan. So they said that we will not use data for training. Number one. Second is I already have Microsoft Copilot on Microsoft Teams. Then they say Gemini is very cheap on Google Workspace. So these are majorly the things that come to us. So for ChatGPT Enterprise, the pricing is a little bit high per seat, and they only provide a policy level security, sorry, which means on a policy they say we will not use your data for training, but the data is still going to them, and OpenAI employees can still read them, and they can de-anonymize and use it however they want to at a later stage. Second one is for people who are saying who use Copilot. Copilot uses ChatGPT 4.0 first of all, which is sunsetted by ChatGPT, so they don't have that model. So they're using the older version of ChatGPT on Copilot, and it sits in between inside your Microsoft Teams. When it sits there, it has access to all your other docs, OneDrive, everything. That's a huge leak. Gemini also similar case. It sits in between. Now it's coming up even on our docs and Excel sheet if you have activated Gemini. So it can just look at every data that you have. So when there is a proposal that comes in and I say I want to reject this proposal, it actually has read through that contract
Yes.
and it's giving me an answer. From a productivity standpoint, it's great, but people have to look at it. Is it? I mean, hey, it's something that's very confidential. It shouldn't have been read, but it just read my contract. So will I get into trouble later? So those are the objections that we get, and once we clarify them, then they're like, yeah, we want to look at what Wald can do, because Wald sits in isolation. They have to log in separately. They have to open another tab, go to Wald, log in, or a plugin that they can use. So yeah,
And that is one of the reasons, KV, why we are also seeing that a lot of the companies are preferring on-premise data centers or say co-location data centers rather than using a cloud-based data center while they are building an AI agent.
correct. Yeah, that's 100% true. Yeah.
Great. Nice talking to you, KV. It was very insightful. And, it's always great to talk to marketing leaders like you, who have been driving growth for such a young company. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch with you, KV.
Sure.
And thank you for all the insights.
Thank you. Thank you, Rishikesh. Nice talking to you. Bye.